Luminous Learning Hub. Luminous Learning Hub.
Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dear Ali, do you want to hear the stories of the prophets today?
Stories of prophets? Please tell me, sister.
All right, now before I start the story, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ask me the question.
All right, now tell me, do you know who was the first man to live on Earth?
Can you give me a clue, please?
All right, here are some options. Was it Adam, Cain, or Iblis?
I know the answer. It was Adam.
MashaAllah. You are right, Ali. All right, now let me start the story. A long time ago, Allah created the sun, the moon, and the earth. After creating these, he saw that his creation was incomplete. So he asked his angels to collect clay from the earth. Obedient angels collected clay, and Allah made a man-like figure with it. And God named him Adam, As. But the figure didn't move for 40 long years. It just stood still there. When Iblis saw this figure, he was confused and scared. And after 40 long years, one day, Allah breathed his spirit into Adam As. When the spirit reached the head of the figure, it sneezed. When the spirit reached his eyes, he saw all the amazing food lying around. Then the spirit reached his stomach, and Adam As felt hungry. The prophet had seen the fruits lying around. So before the spirit could even reach his legs, he jumped towards the fruits. Adam As fell down as he couldn't move his legs. Then Allah asked all the angels, including Iblis, to prostrate before Adam As a sign of respect. One by one, all the angels prostrated before the prophet except Iblis. Iblis said that he was better than the prophet and he was made from fire. Allah got angry with this disobedience, so he banished Iblis from paradise. From that day, Iblis was called Shaitan, and he waltzed around into hell. Shaitan was now very angry with the humans as he was banished from paradise. Because of them, he vowed to take revenge by misleading the humans. Allah then taught Adam the names of every animal in paradise: the lion, the sheep, camel, elephant, dove, peacock, and many more. Allah told the prophet that he was allowed to eat every fruit in the garden except one. God told the prophet that he should not eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge and that it was forbidden. And he spent most of his time playing with the animals in paradise. After a few years, the prophet became lonely as there were no other humans in paradise. Allah saw this, so he decided to give Adam As a wife. That night, when the prophet was sleeping, God created the first woman. When the prophet woke up, he was happy to see the woman. He then named her Hava because she was made from something living. Both of them lived happily in paradise for a long time. Shaitan was still angry at the humans. Many years had passed by. So Shaitan knew that the prophet must have forgotten the words of Allah one day. Shaitan made a plan that would banish the prophet and his wife from paradise. Shaitan came to the paradise and tricked the prophet and his wife into eating the forbidden fruit. The prophet and his wife unknowingly plucked the fruit and started eating it. But even before they could finish eating the fruit, they knew they had committed a grave sin. They were now filled with pain, sadness, and shame. After eating the fruit of forbidden knowledge, they realized they were naked, for they ran to cover themselves with leaves. They were now really scared, as they knew Allah would punish them for their disobedience. When Allah came to know about this, he got angry. And the prophet and his wife were thrown out of paradise. The prophet and his wife walked for a very long time, and they finally settled down near a river. The prophet knew that life on earth was going to be very difficult. He had to make a house for them to live in. He had to work hard to feed his family. Habel. Later, Hava gave birth to another set of twins, a boy and a girl. This time, they named the boy Habel. As Habel and Kabel grew up, Kabel took to farming, working in the fields and growing crops. When Habel grew up, he became a shepherd and took care of sheep. When Habel and Kabel became adults, Prophet Adam decided to get them married. Since there were no other females on earth, Prophet Adam decided to get Kabel married to Habel's twin sister and Habel to Kabel's twin sister. Kabel's twin sister was beautiful, while Habel's sister was not as beautiful. Kabel was not happy with the arrangement and wanted to marry his own sister. This led to an argument. The prophet decided to settle the issue by offering a sacrifice to Allah. It was decided that the one whose sacrifice was accepted would marry Kabel's sister. Habel collected the best lamb from his flock and offered it as a sacrifice to Allah. However, Kabel didn't want to offer the best fruits and vegetables as a sacrifice. Instead, he chose the bad vegetables and grains for sacrifice. Allah accepted the sacrifice of Habel but rejected Kabel's. The prophet was present when they made their sacrifices, and it was decided that Habel would marry Kabel's sister. However, Kabel was not happy and became angry. He wanted to kill Habel. One day, Habel was late coming home, and the prophet sent Kabel to search for him. Kabel found Habel walking towards home. Kabel was still angry with Habel and said, "Your offering was accepted, but mine was not." Habel replied, "Allah only accepts from those who fear him." Kabel became angrier and picked up a stone to hit Habel. Habel saw this and, even though he was bigger and stronger than Kabel, said, "Even if you stretch your hand to kill me, I will never stretch my hands to harm you because I fear Allah." This comment further angered Kabel, and he struck Habel with the stone, instantly killing him. When Kabel realized that Habel was dead, he was terrified and didn't know what to do. He didn't want his father to know what he had done, so he started thinking about ways to hide his sin. Kabel wandered from place to place with Habel's dead body, trying to hide it. That was when he saw two crows fighting with each other. During the fight, one crow killed the other, and the dead crow fell down. Victorious Crow then scratched and dug a hole in the ground and buried the dead crow in the hole. This gave Kabel an idea, and like the crows, he dug a hole in the ground and buried Habel's body in it. This was the first burial of a man. Kabel was ashamed of what he had done. Shaitan had won over him, and he knew that he could no longer go back to his family. The prophet knew what had happened and mourned the loss of his son. He had lost both his sons. One was dead, and the other was misled by Shaitan. He warned his other children about Shaitan and asked them to always obey the commands of Allah. After a long time, the prophet had many more children. The prophet had grown old, and his children loved him very much. When Adam realized that his death was near, the angels came to his house and stood beside him. When the prophet realized that the angel of death had arrived, he